Welcome back to the investing channel. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff just like you. Today we're going to talk about some of the massive gains that we've had on our short position on Nikola. Now, if you've watched some of my prior videos, you know that I need to mute my phone. Let me turn this down. So if you've seen some of my prior videos, you know that I was bearish on Nikola, right? They basically are just allegedly, a scam of a company. The stuff with Milton and rolling stuff down the hill, it's just not good, right? Got a lot of pushback. There's a ton of people, a ton of fools out there actually, in my opinion, who think that, despite the fact that they don't have anything to show for their core technology of hydrogen fuel cells, and despite the fact that they rolled a truck down the hill and tried to say that that was the real thing, and had nothing to say for it, and despite the fact that that spurred a bunch of investigations, that hey, there's some upside because they're an EV company and we're all gonna buy EVs, like that matters. But in any case, before I jump into that, if you could just hit that sub button. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers and you could be the next one. Again, my goal here on this channel is to invest in stuff, share my journey, and hopefully to inspire you to do the same. I want everybody to invest in the market. It is something that we should all do. It is not something that we leave up to the others, right? Or it's not something that other people do. It's something that we do. It's something that you do, and you should start today. Check out my how-to videos. Gonna put some more out there if you're just getting started. But back into this. So taking a look at my iPad now, we can see my current account value is at $26,362.26. If we look at my 1 week performance, we can see that I'm up $9,164 today. Now this was a little bit higher. I was actually creeping right up under $30,000 maybe 2 days ago, and that's just because the IV of some of these puts positions has changed. So I've actually sold out of some of these. If we look at my positions now, we can see that I have a $10 put and a 22.5 put with different expiries, and really just trying to test out the rest of this week here. I'll probably be fully out of these positions by the end of the week. Again, not making any recommendations. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm certainly not recommending you do what I'm doing. This is just what I'm doing, and I want to share it with you because I think it's awesome. So if we look at this performance, I had a very good week. I'm happy that this company that was obviously up to no good, allegedly, has reaped me some profits. And again, if really reiterating the point that I made in a prior video, as investors, we have to, if you want to get charts like this, we have to be logical, right? We cannot invest in things solely because we believe in them or we think that they're in an industry that's booming, right? Really what we see here, and this is a great example, is that in a booming industry, it's really easy for people or people to start companies and kind of just ride the wave, right? Get money, think about the amount of money that they've collected from investors, raising capital, and it basically funneled to their pockets, again, allegedly. Right, so we need to be super careful, super diligent in doing our due diligence. And honestly, this was just a freebie, guys. Like this is an easy way to print money. I'm not gonna front and act like I can do this all the time, right? It's not easy to always make plays like this, but in my opinion, this was an easy and clear-cut play, right? Obviously, timing is very important when you do options. If I mistimed this, I would have lost. And I'll talk a little bit about my strategy for that, but the simple strategy in that case for me was to just have them far out enough to where I didn't need to be right on target, right? I just knew that something was gonna happen, by the end of the year. I know that the insider share lockup period was this week, right? And I know that the deal with GM, GM being a real company, was very, I'd say 99%. I personally was like 100% certain that wasn't gonna go through. And these are just things that you have to use despite what people are saying, despite what analysts are saying. Again, businesses are out there to make money, and when stuff doesn't make sense, they don't make money. That's just as simple as it is. There isn't a way to, you can defraud people and things like that, but when it comes to, consumers and things like that, if they don't have a product to sell, they're not going to make money. And again, we're all here just to make money, right? So scrolling down or continuing down on these options here, or thinking about this position, or actually let's just take a look at Nikola, right? So let's scroll down. Where the heck are they on this graph here? And by the way, I'm actually thinking of using a different tool other than Robinhood. I'm using it for the sake of this channel to kind of show the story of going from 0 to $1 million, but managing all of these different trades at once especially on a hot day where I need to exit multiple positions, is in real time and change my limit orders, things like that, is kind of painful in a mobile app. So I'm thinking about switching back to a true trading platform. Not sure which one I want to use for this. Again, I want something for the sake of YouTube and for you all, really, that is easy to read quickly, right? Robinhood is easy to read quickly, which is why I think it's great for this channel. And I don't want to lose that. I want people to be able to, you know, at a glance understand my positions and what they're doing. But in any case, looking here at Nikola, we can see it's at 1832 right now. If we look at its 1 week performance, clicking into that, we can see it went down from, let's just go $29 down to that 18. And if we go even further out to 1 month, if we look at this peak here, right, we can see it was at 34.50, right? It was at 34.50 right when I shot that video talking about, or really that week, I shot that video before saying, you know, why you shouldn't invest in Nikola for all the things that allegedly are happening, right? And I was right on the money. I was just right on the money. These are freebies. These are absolute freebies. And if you want to make money, again, you know, my philosophy, looking at my account, again, I'm at $26,382. That's a nice chunk of change. No one's retiring off of that, right? I could go spend this and buy some stuff. I'm not going to. I'm really not going to spend any of this money. This is just money to make more money. And at the end of the day, there's two things I want to talk about on this channel, right? I want to teach people how to invest long term, especially for retirement. I think most people don't even get that far, and I think that's a great way if you fit in that bucket. If you just want to retire, I don't think everybody needs to be a millionaire. I don't think everybody should want to be a millionaire either. I think most people just want security, they want to take care of their family, and they want to be able to afford to do things, right? And you can do that pretty easily just by investing consistently, right? So just putting money away every month, treating your investments like bills, right, that you pay every month. Pay yourself first, right? Having that money mindset that I talk about, right? Paying yourself first. You have to be the first person, you know, on your priority list, because you are not first on anybody else's. And really that also fits into the same thing of, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup, guys. I meet tons of people and they're always like, you really become useless and even burdensome if you don't have any water in your cup, right? Because then other people are always having to fill yours, right? So you want to fill your own cup first, right? Be able to take care of yourself. You can help others, take care of your family, and there's some really simple things you want to do that, right? So that's box one. Box two is, you know, people really where I am, where it's like, I want to do better than average, right? I'm not looking for an 8% return year over year necessarily, right? I personally want wealth. I want to generate a massive amount of wealth. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. That's why I'm in real estate, right? That's why I'm doing YouTube. I'm creating this channel. And I also want to teach people or talk about ideas and have conversations with those folks about those things and ways to do that, right? So definitely, you know, in both of those regards, if you have questions, I definitely want to hear, you know, kind of where you fit. What are the things that you're interested in? Put those down in the comments. You know, I also want to hear, you know, what are some other, you know, what are the big questions that you have, you know, for me, things that I could look into. Maybe I don't know the answers now, but I'm really good at figuring that out, and really that's the purpose of this channel. But if I really had to summarize kind of the point of this video today, and you know, even if I think the biggest point to take away from this is, even if you're just that long-term investor, right? If you take 5% of your portfolio, let's say it's 1%, whatever the percentage is, right? A small slice of your portfolio, and you do some active trading there, right? Just a little bit. I'm not making this recommendation, but if you do some active trading, you can get these nice little pops, right? Now there is the risk, of course, that you could have some nice losses, and I call that tuition, right? You're kind of just paying to learn. And honestly, when you first start investing, or certainly trading, when you first start trading, you're going to lose money. That should not be a deterrent. I think you just need to accept that and think of that as paying the price to learn, like you would learn anything else, right? There are no freebies in life. There aren't shortcuts to learning how to make smart decisions. There are not. People ask me all the time, what's the fastest way to do X? The fastest way is to wake up and work at it every day, every weekend for 5 years, and then suddenly you're a genius and everybody's, you know, asking you how you did it. But it's really that simple. But you know, the other side of that is that time is going to pass regardless. So you might as well make it useful. You know, things don't take as long as you think they do. So you might as well just do a little bit every day. It'll add up over time. you'll have these nice little pops. So take a small part of your portfolio, do some active trading. It's a lot of fun too to feel that, you know, feel those wins. That's why I do it. I enjoy trading. I'm not gonna come out here and say like, hey, I can do better than X, Y, and Z, but you know, you really need to have the mindset that you're an outlier. You know, honestly, I do think, I don't think everybody can, but I do think that I can do in my own life certainly better than average. I already have. You know, I do well by every standard metric. Not to brag in any way like that, but I have no desire to, you know, achieve average performance in any regard. That's just not. It's not why I'm here. You know, and I'll probably shoot some other videos just on like mindset and like really the way that I truly think, right? Like real, honest Forrest. But again, I don't think everybody necessarily needs to be like that. I don't think that everybody necessarily wants to be like that. But I do think that everybody needs to realize their potential. And everybody definitely needs to take care of their finances, you know, especially if you're from backgrounds like I am. You know, we need to do these things. Like we just have to. We don't get to in our current landscape. If you really want to affect change in your own life and affect change in the world, if you don't have any money, you just don't get to do that, right? Your voice is effective and you know, the use of your body is effective, but if you really want to, you know, secure yourself, secure your family, make a change for yourself and make a change in the world, you need money to do it. I hate to break it to you, you might not like the fact, but you're not going to change that fact if you're broke. There is one other thing on Nikola that I wanted to talk about. I went on a little tangent there, but that is what's going to happen to the stock price next, right? Am I still going to trade more options on it? At this point, I think it's a done deal. I think you should have got in earlier. You know, it's at this point, I don't know what next event there is that I have a large degree of certainty around that I could make a really informed trade on. I can make a riskier trade, but I don't really like to do that. I felt like my options, positions, the plays that I just made were well informed, had a high degree of certainty around them. And those are trades that I like to make. I'm sure that I'm positive actually that the stock is going to continue to be volatile, which means that there is an opportunity to trade on it. I just don't know if there are any points in time or events that I know about that I can predict which way that volatility is going to go, if that makes sense. So personally, I'm going to be fully out of Nikola by the end of this year. I have some puts expiring in January, but I'm going to get out of those probably at the end of this week. The insider share period ends after this week, and just going to take my gains, right, and start looking at other positions and things to invest in and new options plays to make. In terms of, you know, the amount of trades that I make in general, I'm not I'm not trading every day. I like to make really big, well-informed bets, and like this, have good swings on that. If you do that, you'll create a snowball, and that's just the way that I do it. It's not necessarily the way that everybody does it. I just have a lot of other stuff going on, you know. So that's the way that I do it. It makes sense for me. But as you can see, you know, there's a million ways to make $1 million. All of that being said, that is it for this one. I appreciate you stopping by again. If you haven't yet, for some reason, because you're crazy, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, help a brother out, help me get to 10,000 subscribers. You could be the next one. And until next time, Forrest Night out.